I was determined before I left for Ukraine to get my hands on two Osmo Pocket 4P cameras so that I could field test them in a war zone. Let me say at the outset, this is not a sponsored thing. We paid for them. This isn't a gimme from DJI. We don't owe them anything. What I want to find out is, could these cameras change the way that journalists like myself operate in the field? Because I want high quality, cinematic quality for long form projects, right? And in a war zone especially, you got to be able to move quickly. Your setup can't be too complicated. I think these cameras have the real potential to change the way many journalists operate in the field. You've got the tracking, which is absolutely excellent, I've found. You can have people walking in front of you and it doesn't lose you. So in the field, you could be in a volatile situation, a fast-moving situation, and it stays with you. There's a threat, apparently, of another FPV drone in the area, so we're all backing away. If you've handed your camera off to a fixer or translator, you've taught them how to lock onto your face, they can just hit record you, and the camera does the rest. Get my face? They don't have to be a great cinematographer to get great results. This is really something. We came from one gas station. I'd say the biggest challenge with these cameras is shooting outdoors in bright sunlight. You've really got to use ND filters, which take a little bit of time to put on. You got to keep them organized. They're easy to scratch. They're easy to lose. But if you're going for professional quality, you got to use them, especially with this camera. What I love most about these cameras is the 3x lens, because it gives you what we call a compression shot. You get the blurring behind you, they call bokeh, right? That looks even more cinematic than I expected. So last week we were embedded with war crimes prosecutors in Ukraine's second largest city, Kharkiv. We knew we'd be going to the scenes of Russian attacks on civilians, didn't know what to expect, but we did know that we needed to be able to move quickly. There was a key interview we got, and it wasn't an expected one. It was with the lead prosecutor for Kharkiv, and he just had a few minutes for us. So this is where the cameras were absolutely ideal to do a 2-camera interview on the fly. I checked the framing using these small monitor joystick devices that I held in the palm of my hand during the interview, looking down occasionally just to make sure everything was okay. Bottom line for me, for covering conflicts, these cameras are now necessities. But I think that they have much wider application. You don't have to be in a war zone as a journalist to need to move fast and to get great quality on the fly. One feature that I don't think too many people in the industry know about is that you can connect these via HDMI to the pack that you use for broadcasting. So yeah, you could be using these to go live and be moving around, doing very dynamic live shots with these cameras. All right, it's starting to rain, so time to wrap this up. These things aren't waterproof, although I think I've got them pretty well protected. And if you have questions for me about working with the 4P as a journalist in the field, happy to answer those for you in the comments.